Hello, guys. Welcome to Infinite Floating Stocks. I'm Venkat, and in this session, I'm gonna talk about risk management and money management. Okay, so this session is very important because I'm expecting that you guys know what is support, what is resistance, what are trend lines, and what are chart patterns, and what is price action strategy, what is multi time frame analysis strategy. Okay, so all these strategies and all this analysis is just 50 percentage of your total trading knowledge. Okay, I mean, to call yourself as a perfect trader or to call yourself as a great or good trader, you need to be maintaining risk. Okay, you need to be taking proper amount of risk. Okay, you need to be maintaining good risk reward ratio. You need to be managing your money. You need to be controlling your risk. Okay, so all these are next 50 percentage of all your, trading. For example, if I equate trading to 100% among them, support, resistance, trend lines, chart patterns, candlestick patterns, and all the amazing strategies, all this fall under only 50 percentage. Okay, when I equate trading to 100 percentage, all these amazing strategies and technical analysis will just be equal to 50 percentage only. The other 15 percentage is risk management, money management, and risk reward ratio and trading psychology. Okay, so all these forms and how to control your emotions while trading. Okay, so all these forms the other 50 percentage of trading, which is very important and where the most traders fail. Okay, the second part of trading is very difficult. This is like part 2 of your trading journey. Okay, most of the people, you can talk to all unsuccessful traders out there. They would be saying that they didn't maintain good risk reward ratio. They would be saying that they didn't maintain, their risk management was bad, their money management was bad, and they would be saying that they took very high leverage. Okay, without any risk knowledge. And they would be saying that yes, they traded with huge quantities without any control over their quantities. Okay, and yes, emotions. When it comes to emotions, people will be fearing while trading trade. They'll fear, they'll hope, they'll pray for the, they pray uh, to be in profits. Okay, so all the psychology, emotions, all will fall under the other 50 percentage of your trading journey. And this second half is very difficult for every trader. To become a professional trader, to become an independent trader, to earn good money from the market, you need to be mastering the second part of trading journey as well. Okay, so when I say the second part is very difficult, because uh, you need to, most of the people take it as very easy. Because when I say emotions, people will be saying that I'm very good at emotions, I can control my emotions. Okay, but when it comes to trading, when you are taking a trade, when you're on the screen, when you're in front of the screen, your emotions automatically come. Okay, they'll play the role while trading. You need to be controlling them. Most of the successful professional traders are only those who master their emotional, who keep control of their emotions while trading. Okay, so that is very important. And fear only comes when you don't do proper analysis. Okay, if you are entering with proper analysis, if you are taking a trade with good analysis, if you are taking a trade with all five confirmations, then you won't fear. Because you took all the, all the confirmations, your entry was very good. Then why do you fear? You just sit back and wait to book your profits. Okay, so fear won't come if you do proper analysis, or if you, if you master the, what can I say, if you stick to your rules. Okay, fear will come only if you fail to, if you miss out on a confirmation, or if you fail to control your emotions. Okay, and hope. When I say hope, it's like people won't do proper analysis and they hope for the market to go in their direction. Okay, that cannot happen. Okay, market doesn't respect your emotions. So you should be very strong with your emotions. Okay, that's the other thing. And fear, hope, these two are very important. Okay, you need to be controlling these two things. Fear comes only when you don't do proper analysis. Okay, if you are doing proper analysis, if you are following all risk reward setups, I mean all risk management and money management, and if you are entering only with all the confirmations, then you won't fear and you won't pray or you won't hope for the market to go in your direction, because you did proper analysis. You just sit back and look at the market, and you should be booking profits if your analysis is correct. Okay, if you miss out on confirmations, if you don't do proper analysis, then there comes the fear and there comes the hope, and you'll hope or you'll pray for the market to go in your direction. And you will be successful only few times if you do this, but in the long term that will affect you, and you will give up trading. Okay, if you don't follow all the rules, or if you don't, if you aren't very strict with your emotions or rules. Okay, so that's the important point. And all right, I'll reveal the contents of this session. Okay, so yes, welcome to Infinite Floating Stocks. And today in this session, I'm gonna talk about all these things: fear, hope, and also the psychology, trading psychology, and risk management, money management. And also, I'm gonna talk about good risk reward setup. Okay, all right. These are all our contents for today's session. Okay, the first one is what is risk management, and what is money management, and what is risk reward ratio, and how to calculate risk. This is very important. And how to calculate quantities. This is very, very, very important. Okay, how to calculate quantities. If you have 10,000, you should not be putting all 10,000 on a single trade. Okay, you might came across this quote from Warren Buffett. He says that do not put all your eggs in one basket. Okay, that means if the basket slips and falls down, all your eggs will be broken. Okay, in the similar way, you should not put all your money on a single stock. If that stock fails, I mean, you are gone. Okay, you'll face huge losses. Okay, that is the reason he says that you should not put all your eggs in one basket. Okay, if that basket slips and falls down, all your eggs will be broken. In the similar way, if you put all your money into one stock, if that stock fails, then you are gone. You'll face huge losses. Okay, so you need to diversify your money into different stocks. Okay, if you have 10,000, you need to use 3K for one stock, 2K for another stock, another 3K for another stock, and 2K for another, like that. Okay, you should be dividing, diversifying, and using the capital in required manner. Okay, you should not be putting all your eggs in one basket. I repeat, this is very important. Okay, and how to calculate quantities. I'll be also helping you with a small formula to calculate quantities. Okay, that's very simple. And confirmations you need to look for while trading. This is very important. You should not break these confirmations. And entry, stop loss, target. I'm gonna tell you why to enter, where to enter, and what are the confirmations you need to look for, and where should be your stop loss and where should be your target. Okay, I'll be answering all these questions. And what is partial profit booking? This is very important. Okay, and important points to be kept in the mind while trading. So these are all contents for our video. Okay, these are all contents for this session, for today's session. So I'm gonna explain all these things. So what is risk management? Okay, risk management. When I say risk management, let's look at the formal definition of risk management. Okay, so it helps us to cut down losses. Okay, I repeat, risk management is nothing but it helps us to cut down losses. For example, you entered a trade expecting a bullish move. You are expecting the market to move towards upward. Okay, but the market, imagine that the market reversed and it came down 1,000 points. Okay, you are estimating that market will go 500 points towards upward, but in reality, market came down. Imagine that the market came down 1,000 points towards downward. Okay, what happens in this scenario if you don't follow proper risk? Okay, so yeah, you will lose all your capital. Your account will be blown off completely. Okay, that demotivates you, and that, I mean, you won't dare again, you won't come to trading again, you won't trade again if you face such type of losses. Okay, so to avoid all those things, especially for beginners, to avoid all those things, to escape from huge losses, you need to be using stop loss. Okay, stop loss is nothing but it helps you to reduce the losses. Okay, imagine in the same example the market fell by 1,000 points, but if you're putting your stop loss only for 50 points, okay, then your loss will be only 50 points instead of 1,000 points. Okay, so that's very important. Here there comes the risk management skill. Okay, so it helps us to cut down the losses, and it also protects our capital from losing all the money. I already explained it, right? Imagine that the market went down 1,000 points. If you're not entering with a stop loss, all your capital will be wiped off. Your account will be blown off completely. Okay. So after saying that, you will not do trading again. You'll come, you just give up on trading. Okay. So to avoid all these consequences, you need to be using stop loss. You should not be entering. Just a minute, sir. I'm so sorry. All right, yes. So yeah, if you don't use stop loss, you will lose all your money. Okay, so stop loss is very important. It's like, uh, yeah, it's like going to a war without weapons. Okay, if you're not using stop loss while trading, it's like going to war without weapons. What will happen if you go to war without weapons? You will be killed there badly. Okay, in the same way, if you go to trade, if you trade without stop loss, all your money will be gone. Okay, you will be killed there as well. Okay, so the risk and second point, yes, here comes the second point. The risk occurs when the trader suffers a loss. Okay, and if it can be managed, the trader can make money in the market. Okay, so the risk occurs when the trader suffers a loss. Okay, so it can be managed. Okay, if it can be okay, if it can be managed, then the trader can make money in the market. Okay, so you should be managing, your risk. You should be putting your stop loss at the correct point. Okay, and yes, do not lose more than 2% for day. Okay, for example, if you have 10,000, what is 2% of 10,000? It's just 200. Okay, see, 10,000 into 2 equal to 20,000 divided by 100. Okay, so 200. Your risk should be only 200 if you are using 10,000 capital while trading. Okay, so do not lose more than 2% per the day, and risk only 2% of your capital for the day. Okay, this is very important. And never take more leverage that doesn't suit your risk appetite. Okay, I already explained you the concept of leverage, so I'm expecting that you guys know what is leverage. Leverage is nothing but broker allows you to trade with more money than you have. For example, imagine that you had 10K, but broker gives you a leverage of trading with 50K. Okay, that can be possible. So you should not be using high leverage. If you use high leverage, or if you take high leverage, or I mean, if it's going in your direction, then you will get good profits. But if the market reverses and if the market goes against your direction, then you will face huge losses. Okay, so do not take high leverage, and yes, do not over trade. Okay, you should not be taking some 10, 20, 30 orders in a day. Okay, so you should not over trade. Okay, even one good trade can be enough. I repeat, you should not over trade. You should be taking only 2 to 4 orders, or at max 5 orders per day. Okay, you should not be over trading. And if one I mean even one good trade can be enough. Okay, and professional traders trade only twice or thrice a week. This is very important because they only catch good moves. Okay, they don't they don't take 5, 15, 10 trades on single day or in a week. Okay, they'll take only 1 or 2 trades. They trade only twice or thrice per week. They catch good moves, they invest more, they book profits. That's it. Okay, that's how you should be trading moving forward. Once you have become consistent, once you have become profitable, then you should be taking less orders and good orders. When I say good orders, you should be placing quality orders. Okay. When I say quality orders, that means you should be trading very good setups. Okay. So that's how you should be. I mean, you should be trading only if the setup is very good. Okay. You should not be placing more orders. You should not be over trading. Okay. And do not miss out on confirmations. Okay. You should not be missing out on any confirmation. I already explained you 5 confirmations that we need to look for while trading. Okay. You should not be missing out on confirmations. If you are missing out on confirmations, you should size down your positions. For example, you are having a capacity of trading with 1,000 quantities. If you are missing out on one confirmation, then you should size down. You should be entering with only 500 quantities instead of 1,000 quantities. Okay. Because you are missing out in a confirmation, you should not risk more. If it goes against you, uh, if you enter with 1,000 quantities, if it goes against you, then you'll face huge losses. Okay. To avoid that, you should cut down your quantities and enter the market. Okay. You can do that. I repeat, do not lose more than 2% for day. When I say 2%, for example, if you are having 10,000, 2% of 10,000 is only 200, and you should not be losing more than 200 per day if you are trading with 10,000. Okay, that's very strict. And what is money management? Money management is very simple. So as a beginner, do not trade with an amount more than 2 or 3,000 for a month or 2 months. I repeat, if you are a beginner, if you are new to market, or if you are new to any technique, I mean, if you are new to any strategy, you should not be trading with more than 2 or 3,000. Okay, I repeat, if you are a beginner, if you are new to a strategy, okay, if you are new to a good setup, then you should not be trading with more than you should not be trading with more than 2 or 3,000. Okay, you should only trade with 2 or 3,000. You should not be trading with more than 2 or 3,000 if you are new to the setup, or if you are new to the strategy, or if you are a beginner. Okay, at least for a month. Okay, you should be trading only with 2,000 or 3,000 at least for a month as a beginner. Okay, so as a beginner, if you don't backtest the strategy that was taught to you, or if you trade with 50K or 1 lakh as a beginner, seriously, you're gone. You won't trade again. You'll give up on trading. All your money is gone, and you'll fear, and you never come back. Okay, so these rules are very strict, and these rules are very important. Okay, you should not be trading with more than 2 or 3,000 for a month, or at least for 2 months, if you are a beginner, or if you are new to a trading setup, or if you are new to a trading strategy. Okay, so that's important. And take only 2 to 4 trades for a day. I already told you that you should not be taking 10 or 15 or 20 trades. Okay, so do not over trade. And if you over trade, what happens? You will end up paying most of your profits for brokerage. Okay, if you take more orders, if you trade more, if you over trade, all your profits will be gone for brokerage only. That means you are making your broker rich instead of making yourself rich. If you over trade, that means all your profits will be gone to your broker, and that implies you are making your broker rich instead of making yourself rich. Okay, so that is why I told you that professional traders only take 2 or 3 orders for 1 week. Whole the week they'll be taking only two or three they will take only 2 or 3 trades, and yes, they are done for the week. That's it. They catch good setups. So that's how you should be trading once you become consistent. Okay, and take only 2 to 4 orders per day. And yes, do not overtrade. I already told you this. And yes, enter a trade only with risk reward is 1:2. Okay, when I say risk reward, for example, let's get on to the charts. Yes, this looks good. Now see, this is Hindalco. Okay, this is Hindalco, and this is today's market. Now I'm going to explain where can we make entry. Okay, all right. Oh, all right. Look at this tension. Look at this tension. Acted as a great resistance, acted as a resistance, and acted as a resistance, and acted as a resistance. Now see, today's market got respected there at this point. Okay. So where should I enter? According to our rules, we should be entering at higher high formation. We should be entering at higher high formation. Okay, see, breakout happened here, and here the higher high forms. Okay, back to back green candles, higher high formation. Volumes are also great. They are close to moving average on the volumes. And let's take confirmation from VWAP and 35 moving average as well. VWAP, all right, VWAP pretty close. Okay, no worries. And moving average 35, and color should be black. Done. Now see, I have got 5 confirmation. Confirmation number 1 is breaking out of a key level. Okay, and confirmation number 2 is higher high formation, back to back green candles, and high of breakout candle is broken by confirmation candle. Okay, and third confirmation is look at VWAP. My current market price is at the VWAP. No worries, I can take the trade. And fourth confirmation is 35 moving average. My candles are above 35 moving average. So this moving average, the VWAP and 35 moving average is asking me to go long. They are asking me to buy first and sell later. And so I have got 4 confirmations now. And fifth confirmation is look at the volumes. Volumes are also great. They're touching the black line, which is 10 moving average on the volume bar. Okay. So I have got 5 confirmations. I repeat, first confirmation is breakout from key level. Second confirmation is higher high formation, back to back green candles. High of breakout candle should be broken by confirmation candle. Time frame should be 10 minutes. Okay. And third confirmation is VWAP. Candles are above VWAP. Fourth confirmation is 35 moving average. Candles are above 35 moving average. And fifth confirmation is volume. Okay. Volumes are also close to 10 moving average on the volume chart. I have got 5 confirmations, so I'll blindly enter there with all 1000 quantities. Okay. I'm entering at what? 179.44. Okay. 179.44 is my entry, and my target will be next to support and resistance level, which is this point, because here the stock is acting as a resistance and it came down, right? Okay, so that point will be my first target. Okay, my second target will be next to support and resistance level. Let's zoom out and search. Yes, here comes the next resistance level. Okay, so that is my second target. All right, so this will be our entry at a higher high formation. This will be my entry at higher high formation. This will be my first target. This will be my second target. Okay. Imagine that I have entered with 1000 quantities at this point, and my stop loss will be below this breakout candle. Below the key level. Sorry. My stop loss will be here. Now see, this is key level. These two horizontal lines are key levels. So my stop loss will be below the key level. Okay. This is where I have entered, and this is where my stop loss will be. Okay. Now see, when I say risk reward, all these are my profits. Okay. When I say risk reward, now see, imagine that the market did not go up. Imagine that the market came down and hit my stop loss. Okay. What happens? How much I will lose? I have entered at 179.44. My stop loss is at 178.52. Okay. Minus 178.52. How much? 0.92. Okay. 0.92. This will be my risk, because I am risking 0.92 rupees. Okay. Now see, risk is very simple. How to calculate risk? You need to be calculating the difference between your entry point and stop loss point. Okay. If the market reverses and hit your stop loss, you will be losing only 0.92. And with your, I told that we are entering with 1000 quantities. So 1000. So you'll be losing only 920. You will be losing 920 rupees. Okay. But in this scenario, our stop loss didn't get hit because the market moved up there. Okay. Now see, how many points did we gain? This is my first target. So first target is at 182.34. Okay. 182.34 minus 1. Where did I enter? 179.44. 179.44. So I got 2.9 rupees profit into 1000 quantities, equal to 2,900. See How much did I risk? I risk only 920 rupees. I risk only 920 rupees, but my reward is 2,900 rupees. So that's how your risk reward should be. For example, let me explain this clearly. All right. My risk was 920 rupees. Reward is how much? How much did I get? 2900. 2900. See, I have risked only 920 rupees, but I have gained 2,900 rupees. Okay. So that's how you should be trading. You should be risking less and you should reward more. Okay. So risk is it can be calculated very easily. Okay. Risk is nothing but it's the difference between your entry point and your stop loss. Okay. Reward is nothing but it's the difference between your target and your entry point. I repeat, when I say risk reward, risk is nothing but it's the difference between your entry point and your stop loss, and reward is nothing but it's the difference between your target and your entry point. Okay. And remember, difference between your target and entry point should be always more when compared to difference between your entry and stop loss. Okay. Look at the scenario here. Our risk is only 200 and our reward is 2900. Okay. Now see, all these are my profits. I'll explain this with another example. Let me delete all these things. Okay. And see, there is an amazing trend line here. Okay. So here the trend line broke. Okay. Yesterday's market. Let's look at yesterday's market. This is an amazing trend line and the trend line broke here. I look for higher high formation. Okay. Yes, higher high formation. This is breakout candle. This is confirmation candle, higher high formation. Here, higher high formation. Okay. So look at the volumes. Volumes are also great. I have got, first confirmation is breakout, second confirmation is higher high formation, third confirmation is VWAP, fourth confirmation is 35 moving average, fifth confirmation is volumes. All are satisfied here. So I'll enter it. I'll enter it 174.5. 174.5. Okay. Calculator 174.5. Okay. Now I'll calculate risk. 174.5 minus my stop loss. Where should be my stop loss? Below the key level, right? So my stop loss will be here. My stop loss will be here. If the market doesn't move up, if it comes down, how much should I lose? Okay, you should be preparing for that beforehand. Okay, so if it does not move up, if it's reversing back, you should be losing only less. You need to calculate that before entering the market. Okay, so this is your what stop loss? Okay, stop loss is at 173.42 minus 173.42 equal to 1.08 into 1000 quantities. Okay, so you are risking 1080. Okay, risk is 1080 here. Risk is nothing but it's the difference between entry and stop loss. Entry and stop loss. Reward is nothing but difference between target and stop loss. Sorry, target and entry. Okay, always reward should be greater than risk. Okay, now see, we have risked 1080. We have risked 1080 here. Then let's look at the reward. Okay, now see, where should be my first target? This level. Okay, this level. Let me draw that level. Okay, this will be my target. Now see, my first target hit. So what is the difference between my target and entry? My target is 178.14. 178.14 minus my entry is at 174.5. 178.14. Okay, 178.14 minus where was my entry? here 174.5, 174.5. So I'm gonna gain 3.64, okay, into 1000 quantities. So my reward will be 3640. Okay, reward will be 3640. Now see, 3640 is greater than 1080. Okay, I have risked 1080. How much did I get? 3640. Okay, imagine that if the market doesn't go up, if it comes down and hit your stop loss, you'll be losing only 1080. But if it doesn't hit your stop loss and if it's moving in your direction and if it hits your target, you will be gaining 3640 rupees. Okay, so that is risk reward ratio. Risk is nothing but it's the difference between your entry and stop loss. Okay, reward is nothing but it's the difference between your target and entry. Remember that your reward should be always greater than your risk. Okay, that is very important. All right, so so guys, you should be calculating your risk like that. Okay. So risk is, I repeat, risk is nothing but it's the difference between your entry point and stop loss. Okay. Reward is nothing but it's the difference between your target and your entry point. Okay. And remember, your reward should be always greater than your risk. Okay. If that is satisfying, then only you should be entering the trade. I repeat, if your risk if your risk I mean if your reward is greater than your risk, then only you should be entering the trade. I repeat, reward is nothing but it's the difference between your target and entry point. Risk is nothing but it's the difference between your entry point and stop loss. Okay, always your reward should be more when compared to risk. Okay, and you should be entering the trade only if your reward is greater than the risk. Okay, you should be calculating all these things before entering the trade. Okay, because you already know what is your target before entering the trade, which is nothing but your next support and resistance level. Okay, from that you will be getting your target and you can calculate your reward. And you already know your stop loss, where you should be placing your stop loss before entering the market. Okay, you already know your entry at higher high formation, and you need to get a confirmation from all these 5 confirmations. Okay, so before entering the trade, you will be knowing where to enter. Okay, you will be knowing your entry point, you also will be knowing your stop loss, you also will be knowing your target, which is next support and resistance level. Okay, so that's how you should be calculating your reward. You should be calculating your risk before entering the trade, and you should be entering the trade only if your reward is greater than the risk. Okay, so all right, risk is the difference between entry and stop loss, and reward is the difference between target and entry. So reward should be always greater than risk. Reward should be always greater than risk. In this scenario, our reward 2900 is more than risk 920. In this scenario, 3640, our reward is more than risk, which is only 1080. Okay, you should be entering only when risk is greater than, only you should be entering only when reward is greater than risk. Okay, so yes, enter a trade with a risk reward ratio 1:2. When I say 1:2, if you are risking 1000 rupees, your profit should be 2000 rupees. Reward should be 2000 rupees. Okay. For example, if you are risking 10 rupees, your reward should be 20 rupees. I repeat, if you are risking 10,000 rupees, then your reward should be 20,000 rupees. Okay. So that's how you should be calculating ratio between your risk and reward, and you should be entering only when your risk reward is 1:2 or greater than 1:1. Okay, so strictly do not take the trade, okay, with more risk and less reward. This is like foolish. Okay, so you should not be risking more. Your risk should be always less than your reward. Okay, you should not strictly trade if risk is more and reward is less. Okay, and think 100 times before entering a trade. When I say 100 times, that means you need to check for all the confirmations, you need to calculate your risk, you need to calculate your reward, you need to calculate your risk reward ratio. And yes, you need to be very calm, you need to be very peaceful. You should be, your mind should be very calm while trading. Okay, because you need to calculating all these things before trading. You need to calculate your risk, you need to calculate your reward, you need to calculate your risk reward ratio, and you need to look for 5 confirmations, you need to wait for breakout. And yeah, there are so many things. I mean, no, it's not a difficult process. You'll get habituated to this in very few days. Okay. But you need to be doing all these things to become a professional trader, to make money consistently from the market. To become rich, you need to do this. Okay. So it's like a strong word. Yes, I use strong words because those are very important. You should not be missing out on these things. These are very basics. Okay. These are the other 50 percentage of your trading journey, which is very important, where most of the traders fail to do this. Most of the people, I mean, the normal guys, they enter the trade without risk reward ratio. They don't know what is risk. They don't know what is reward. They don't know where to put stop loss. They don't know what should be the target. They just enter and they face losses. They give up trading. They go away. Okay, that won't be the scenario with us. Okay, we'll strictly make sure our people to trade with perfect risk reward ratios. Okay, if you're not getting perfect risk reward ratio, don't trade. Just, I mean, not trading is also a profitable trade, because if you trade wrong setup, you'll face losses. Okay, but if you do not trade, you'll be equal to zero. Okay, zero is better than a negative, right? Zero is better than a loss, right? So not trading is also can be called as profitable trade. I repeat, taking no trades for a trade can also be called as profitable trade, because imagine that if you take wrong trade on that day, if that gives you loss, what happens? You will be in loss, right? But if you refrain yourself from trading, I mean, if you don't trade, you will be equal to zero. If you take a wrong setup, you will be negative. So zero is better than negative, right? Zero is better than a loss, right? So we call, uh, I mean, no trade day can also be called as a profitable day, profitable trade day. Okay, so mark my words, these are very important. If you're not trading, also no problem, but you should not be trading loss setups. You should not be trading bad setups. Okay, so when I say bad setup, you, people ignore risk reward ratio. They don't look for confirmations. They don't draw the levels properly. So all this comes under setups. Okay. So think 100 times before entering a trade, and 60 to 70 percentage accuracy is enough in stock market. Now see, when I say 60 to 70 percentage, imagine that you took 10 trades, and if your stop loss got hit in 3 trades and remaining all 7 trades gave you profit, that means you are an emerging trader. That means you're gonna become a good trader in future. Okay, so you need to be noting down all these things in a trading journal. When I say trading journal, it's nothing but a book where you need to be writing all your mistakes, all your trades, all your entry, exit, stop loss things. Okay, you need to be reading your trading journal daily, and you should not be making the same mistakes again. Okay, so I repeat, out of 10 trades, if your 7 trades are successful and only three trades got your stop loss, no problem, you're gonna become a good trader. Okay, so 60 to 70 percentage accuracy is good in stock market. I repeat, the most important point of this slide is risk reward ratio. Risk should be less, reward should be more. In that case only you should be entering the trade, or else no. Okay, so what is risk reward ratio? All right. So I'm going to explain it one more time because it's very important. Okay, so risk reward ratio, let's get onto the chart. Let's search for another setup. All right, let's select Zeal. Let's go for some other stocks, right? Oh, this looks perfect setup. Okay, here the stock acted as a resistance, and here acted as, sorry, support. Here the stock acted as a support, and here again support. Finally it broke the level. Okay, so now see, first confirmation is break out the key level. Second confirmation is lower low formation. Okay, lower low formation, two back to back red candles. Okay, two back to back red candles. And third confirmation, VWAP. Fourth confirmation, 35 moving average. And fifth confirmation, look at the volumes. Volumes are also great. Imagine in this scenario, your entry should be there at this point at lower low formation, 178.21. Entry should be at 178.21 minus stop loss should be above the level. Okay, above the level or above the breakout candle. Here should be your stop loss. Stop loss is at 180. It's at exactly 180. Okay, minus 180. Minus 180. Okay, so if your stop loss gets hit, you will lose 1.79 rupees. So imagine that you are trading with 1000 quantities, 1000. So you lose 1790 rupees. Let's write is 1790. Okay, so reward is let's trade. Yes, so let me search for my target. Okay, so I'm not getting any target in 10 minutes. Let me go to 30 minutes and search for target. All right, this thing and any near, yes, this thing. Okay, all right, let me go back to 10 minutes. Yes, now see, all right, I can modify little bit. Okay, so look at my target. My target got hit. I mean, when I say hit, it's nothing. I mean, it came close to my target. I already told you that support and resistances levels are not the strong points, or not the strong points are lines. Okay, you need to be considering them as zones or areas. Okay, so here my target got hit. So my target is at 173.71. 173.71 minus my entry. Where is my entry? 178.15. 178.15. Okay, so 4.44 is my reward. 4.44 my reward into 1000 quantities. So I'll be gaining 4440. My reward is 4440. 4440. Now see, risk is nothing but I have calculated the difference between my entry point and stop loss. Reward is nothing but I have calculated the difference between my target and entry point. Now see, I have calculated them before entering the trade. Okay. Now you need to be entering the trade, because here your risk is less than your reward. Okay. So I mean your reward is more than your risk. So this is like a perfect setup. So you can enter with 1000 quantities, and all these will be your profits. 4,400 rupees will be your profit if you are entering with 1000 quantities. Okay, so that is risk and reward. Yes, risk and reward ratio helps traders to manage their risk of losing money on trades. Okay, so risk reward ratio measures the difference between, all right, look at this point. Risk reward ratio measures the difference between trade entry point to stop loss and trade entry point to target. I already told that risk is nothing but it's the difference between your entry point and stop loss, and reward is nothing but it's the difference between your entry point and target. Okay, and risk reward should be always greater than 1:1.5 or 1:2. Okay, when I say 1:2, if you are risking 10 rupees, your profit should be 20 rupees. When I say 1:2, if you are risking 100 rupees, your profit should be 200 rupees. Okay, when I say risk reward as 1:2, that means you need to be risking only 1000 rupees to gain, or to, I mean, you should be risking only 1000 rupees for 2000 rupees profit. Okay, and enter a trade only with risk reward ratio, which is, I mean, if your risk is 1, then your reward should be greater than 1.5. Okay, so that's how you should be trading. And strictly do not take the trade with more risk and less reward. That is very important. And if your risk reward ratio is 1:1, less than 1.5, then do not take up the trade. For example, uh, when I say 1:2 less than 1.5, that means you are risking 10 rupees, but you are getting only 15 rupees profit. Okay, so in that case you should not be entering. You should be entering only if the risk reward ratio is 1:2 or greater than 1:1.5. Okay, so all right, so how to calculate risk? I already shown you that. Okay, so yes, all right, so once, okay, risk should be only 2% for the day. Okay, you already know that if you're Example, look at the example. If one has capital of 10,000, he should be risking only 200 rupees for the day. I repeat, if your capital is 10,000, you should be risking only 200 rupees for the day. Okay, which is just 2% of the risk. Okay, and if anyone wants to take two trades, then the risk for one trade should be 100 rupees, because 100 into 2 is 200, which is your maximum risk. And if anyone wants to take four trades, then risk for one trade should be 50 rupees, because 50 into 4 is 200 rupees, which is your maximum risk. I repeat, you should be risking only 2% for the trade for the day. So if you are having 10,000 rupees, you should be losing only 200 rupees for the day. Okay, so which is just 2% of your capital. Okay, so if you want to take two trades, then risk for one trade should be 100 rupees. Okay, because 100 into two trades is 200 rupees, which is the maximum risk that you can afford for a day. Okay, but if you want to take four trades, then risk for one trade should be only 50 rupees. Okay, because 15 to 4 is 200 rupees, which is the maximum risk that you can afford for the day. Okay, so that's how you should be dividing your risk. If you want to take more risk, I mean more trades, your risk should be less. If you're taking less trades, and your risk should be like this, I mean the overall risk should be only 200 per day. Okay, so take only 2 or 4 trades for the day, and do not overtrade. If you do, you'll end up paying most of your profits for brokerage. You already know that. How to calculate quantities, this is very important. So now see, most of the traders fail at this point. Okay, so calculate 2% of your capital. Imagine that I had 10,000. 10,000 into 2 equal to divided by 100. So 2% of my capital is only 200 rupees. Okay, calculate 2% of your capital. Okay, now divide 2% of your capital, which is nothing but 200 in my example, with the difference between your stop loss and entry. Now see, in this scenario, what was the difference between my stop loss and entry? 178.16, 178.16 minus 180, minus 180 equal to minus 1.14. Okay, so remember that point. All right, now see, calculate 2% of your capital. Imagine that you had 10,000 and you have calculated 2% of your capital, which is nothing but just 200 rupees. Okay, now you should be dividing the 200 rupees with difference between your stop loss and entry. What was the difference that we got between our stop loss? I mean, difference between stop loss and entry is 1.84. Okay, so divide 200 with 1.84. It giving 108.6. Okay, which is nothing but 109. So you should be entering only with 109 quantities. Okay, so that's how you should be calculating quantities. Now see, example, capital 10,000, risk should be 200. If entry is at 80 and stop loss is at 78. Okay, so divide 200, which is 2% of capital, with 2 because that's the difference between 80 and 78, difference between entry and stop loss. Look at this formula. Calculate 2% of your capital. Okay, in my scenario, 200 is my 2% of my capital. Now that 200 should be divided by difference between stop loss and entry. That should be divided with your risk. Okay, difference between stop loss and entry is nothing but your risk, right? So 200 should be divided by difference between your entry and stop loss. Okay, so if you divide that, you will get some value, and that value should be your number of quantities while entering the trade. Okay, so look at this example. If the entry is at 80 and stop loss is at 78, so what will be the risk? 2 points, right? Which is difference between entry point and stop loss. Okay, which is only 2 rupees. Okay, now divide 200 with 2 rupees. Why I'm dividing 200 with 2 rupees? 200 is 2% of my capital. Okay, that 200 should be divided by risk. Okay, so the result is 100. So I'll be entering with only 100 quantities. So in this scenario, one should enter with 100 quantities to trade. I repeat, let's get on to some other example. Let me try to explain. I'll try to explain this with. Oh, let me search for a good trade. Okay. Okay, let's consider this trend line. Okay. Or yes, let's go with this point. No, candles are very huge there. Okay. I already told you that when the candles are very huge, you should not be trading, taking up the trade. All right, let's consider this scenario. It looks bad. Delete, delete. Oh, this looks great. Okay, so this is our good trend line. Okay, now see here the breakout happened. Okay, so lower low formation. This is lower low formation, which will be your entry, and this will be your stop loss above the key level. Okay, not yes, here will be your stop loss. Okay, so and your target should be next to support and resistance level. So your target should be, this will be your first target. Zoom out, go down to 15-minute, no, 30-minute. Yes, this level, that will be my second target. Okay, now see, we are here. Okay, so my entry is at 175.17. Okay, 175, exactly 175. Okay, my entry is at 175. My entry minus my stop loss. My stop loss is at 176.34 minus 176.34, which is nothing but my risk. Okay, my risk is 1.34. Okay, I'll write down. Risk is 1.34. Okay, now my target. This is my target. My target is at 172.17. 172.17 minus my entry. My entry is at 175 minus 175 equal to 2.83 is my reward. Reward is 2.83. Now see, in this scenario, my reward is more than my risk. So I'll enter the trade. Okay, I have decided to enter the trade. Now I'll calculate the quantities. So I have decided to enter the trade. Imagine that I have 10,000. I have decided to enter the trade. Okay, because my reward is more than the risk. Okay, now I'll be calculating the quantities. How to calculate quantities? Now see, I have 10,000. Okay, you should be calculating 2% of your capital, because that's the maximum risk you should be taking for day. So 10,000 into 2 equal to 20,000 divided by 100. So 200 is the 2% of my capital. So this should be the maximum risk. Okay, so now to calculate quantities, this 2% of my capital, which is nothing but 200, should be divided by risk. That should be divided by risk. What is my risk? 1.34. See, this is my risk, 1.34. So I'll divide with that with divided by 1.34. So it's asking me to enter with 150 quantities, 149 change. So 150 quantities. So I'll enter with only 150 quantities here. Okay. So now see, I'm going to enter with only 150 quantities. If my stop loss gets hit, I lose 150 into 1.34, which is nothing but 201 rupees. That's our maximum risk for the day, right? So that's how you should be calculating. If your stop loss doesn't get hit, if your first target gets hit, then 150 into 2.83 will be your profits, which is nothing but you will gain 424 rupees. Okay, with the investment of 10,000, Oh, not 10,000. You didn't enter with 10,000. Okay, you have calculated 2% of your capital, that which should be your maximum risk, and you have divided that 2% of your capital with risk. Okay, so you know what, how to calculate risk. Risk is nothing but it's the difference between entry point and stop loss. Reward is nothing but it's the difference between target and entry point, and you should be taking up the trade only if your reward is greater than your risk. Okay, and when you decide to enter the trade, you need to calculate quantities. Okay, how to calculate quantities? It's simple. To calculate your quantities, you need to calculate 2% of your of your capital. Imagine that I am having 10,000 rupees. In this scenario, 2% is nothing but 200 rupees. Now the 200 should be divided by risk to calculate the quantities. Okay, so the 200 should be divided by risk. Risk is nothing but 1.34 here. So 200 should be divided by 1.34. So 149, the value is 149 change. So 150. Okay, so 150 will be the number of quantities that you will be trading. Okay, so 150 into, if the trade hits your stop loss, you'll be facing only 200 rupees loss, because that's the maximum risk you can take. If it doesn't hit your stop loss, if it moves towards your target, that means you will be gaining 150 into 2.83, which is your reward. So your profits will be 454. Okay, I mean 424, sorry. So that's how you should be calculating the quantities. I repeat, this slide is very, 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 very important. Okay, I repeat, you need to be calculating 2% of your capital. Okay, and the 2% of your capital should be divided by risk. Okay, so after dividing the 2% of your capital by risk, then one value will come up. That value is nothing but the number of quantities that you need to trade with. Okay, so I'll write 2% of capital. I'm so sorry. 2% of capital divided by risk equal to quantities. So I repeat, if you're having 10,000 rupees, you need to calculate 2% of 10,000, which is just 200 rupees. Now that 200 rupees should be divided by risk. Risk is nothing but it's the difference between entry and stop loss. Reward is nothing but it's a difference between target and entry. Okay, you should be taking trade only if your reward is greater than your risk. Okay, and you need to be calculating the quantities before entering the trade. Okay, to calculate the quantities, you need to calculate 2% of your capital. Okay, and divide the 2% of your capital with your risk. Okay, so one value will populate, and that value should be your number of quantities you are trading with. Okay, so it's that simple. Okay, so example, capital is 10,000 rupees and risk should be only 200 rupees. Okay, and imagine that your entry is at 80 and your stop loss is at 78. In this scenario, your risk is only 2, right? 2 points. So now that 2% of your capital, which is nothing but 200, should be divided by your risk, which is nothing but 2. So what happens if 200 is divided by 2? 100. Result is 100. So 100 will be your quantities. So in this scenario, one should enter with 100 quantities to trade. Okay, so that's how you should be trading. Calculating the quantities is very important. Okay, so confirmations you need to look for while trading. You already know the 5 confirmations. Okay, so time frame should be strictly 5 or 10 minutes for intraday trading, and draw strong key levels, support and resistance trend lines and chart patterns, and look for higher high formation or lower low formation at the breakout or rejection, and color of both breakout or rejection candle and confirmation candle should be of same color. Okay, and take confirmation from VWAP, and take confirmation from 35 moving average, and also take confirmation from volume and 10 moving average on the volume. Okay, these 5 confirmations are very important. One is breakout, second is higher high low low formation, third is VWAP, fourth is 35 moving average, fifth is volumes. Okay, so entry, stop loss, target, you already know. Entry should be strictly in 10-minute time frame only for intraday trading. Okay, so wait for higher high formation or low low formation after breakout, from the key level in 10-minute time frame. Okay, and breakout candle and confirmation candle should be of same color. I'm repeating because they are very important. They can make you rich. All these 5 confirmation can make you rich. Okay, so stick to them and make money. Okay, so take confirmation from VWAP, take confirmation from 35 moving average, and take confirmation from volumes and 10 moving average on volumes. Okay, these use these indicators as confirmations before making an entry. Okay, stop loss. Already told where to put stop loss. Okay, stop loss should be placed below the key level or below the breakout candles low if you are going short. Sorry, if you're going long. I should, I mean, these two lines are wrong. I need to edit them. Okay, so stop loss should be placed below the key level or below the breakout candle if you're going long. If you're, if you're expecting a bullish movement in the market, if you're expecting that market will move towards upward, then your stop loss should be below the breakout candle or below the key level. Okay, so yes, if you're expect the market, if you're expecting the market to go down, if you're expecting the market to be bearish, then your stop loss should be above the breakout candle or above the key level. Okay, so stop loss helps us to reduce the losses. Okay, so if the market goes against us, you already know this. So do not enter a trade without stop loss. I repeat, it's like going to a war without weapons. You will be killed there if you go to war without weapons. In the same way, if you go to trade without, if you trade without stop loss, you will be killed here as well. Okay, all your money will be gone. You will face huge losses. Okay, so do not trade without stop loss, and always trail your stop loss. Trailing your stop loss is nothing but once your first target is reached, you can edit or modify your stop loss to that first target. Okay, so targets. Target should be next possible support and resistance level. You already know this. And always trail your stop loss. Okay, booking profits. If the market reverses from your first target, no problem. You already, your first target is already reached. You should be happy for that. Okay, and start booking partial profits at your first target. When I say partial profit, look at the next line. It's ideal to book 70% of your quantities at the first target and leave remaining 30% of your quantities to the second target. Now see, imagine that you are trading with 1000 quantities. You need to exit or you need to book your profits for 700 quantities at the first target and leave remaining 300 quantities for the second target. I repeat, if you're trading with 1000 quantities at the first target, you should be booking 700 quantities. You should be exiting 700 quantities at the first target and leave remaining 300 quantities for the second target. Okay. So 70% of your quantities should be booked at first target and 30% of your quantities should be left for second target. Okay. And always book your, partial profit should not be ignored. That is very important. Okay, all this comes under money management and risk management. Okay, stop loss is very important. Do not trade without stop loss. Okay, and risk reward ratio. Okay, risk is nothing but it's the difference between entry point and stop loss. Reward is nothing but it's the difference between target and entry point, and reward should be always greater than risk. After this, you need to calculate quantities. How to calculate quantities? It's easy. You need to calculate 2% of your capital and divide that with risk. That's it. One value will populate in the calculator. That value should be your number of quantities to enter the trade. Okay. So important points you need to keep in the mind. You need to keep in the mind while trading. Okay. So time frame should be 10 minutes and look for candlestick patterns at the breakout and rejections. Okay. If the size of the candle is very huge, do not make entries. Stick to targets and start booking partial profits at first target. Okay, and target should be 2% for the beginners. Okay, for a beginner, do not expect more profits. Okay, and trade according to your risk appetite. Now see, very important point, right? I have been telling in all the sessions that I'll be explaining about risk appetite in later session. In risk appetite, about risk appetite in later session. That later session is this session. Okay, risk appetite is nothing but you need to be calculating risk before entering the market. You need to be calculating reward before entering into the market. Okay, if you find a good setup, you need to calculate risk, you need to calculate reward, and also you need to calculate quantities, then only enter. Now see, our confirmations are 5. After 5 confirmations, you should not blindly enter the market. You need to calculate your risk, you need to calculate your reward, and you need to calculate your quantities. Okay. Then only you should enter the market. All right. If the breakout happens between 9:59 and 9:25, do not take up the trade because market is more volatile during the start of the day. Okay. And if you miss an entry, don't worry. Market gives so many opportunities on every single day. Believe me, you will get more opportunities on every single day. And chart should be very clean and neat. And do not overtrade. I already told you this lot many times. Okay. You should not be overtrading and making your brokers rich. Okay. Instead, you should catch good setups, trade less, and make yourself rich. Instead of making brokers rich by making more orders, make yourself rich by making less orders with proper setups. When I say proper setup, you need to be following 5 confirmations. You need to be calculating risk beforehand. You need to be calculating reward beforehand. And you should be entering only if your reward is greater than the risk. And you should be calculating your quantities. Okay. You should not be risking more than 2% of your capital for a day. Okay. And do not force your trades. When I say forcing your trades, that means you are missing out on your confirmations. Okay. And do not make your brokers rich by overtrading. Okay. I already told you this a lot many times. Please do not do that. Okay. And pro tips: always trade on breakouts and reversals. Okay. And beginners can wait for retracement. You know what is retracement. Okay. And wait for higher high or lower low formation. That is very important. Volume should be more than 10 SMA on the volume. Okay. More than or close to 10 SMA. No problem. So consider moving averages as additional confirmations. Okay. And calculate your risk and enter with appropriate quantities. I repeat, you should be calculating your risk beforehand and enter with appropriate quantities. How to calculate quantities? Very easy, right? You just need to calculate 2% of your capital and divide that with risk. Risk is nothing but it's the difference between entry point and stop loss. Okay. So do not use high leverage. That is harmful for you if the market goes against you. Always enter with a stop loss. I always say that. Always trail your stop loss. I always say that. Very important, these 2 points. And always start booking partial profit once your first target is reached. You need to be booking 70% of your quantities at the first target. Okay. Or else you can also book 100%. That's up to you. But the professional traders generally book 60 to 70% of their quantities at the first target. And yes, target should be your next support and resistance level. Okay. All right. I'm going to revise everything now. You need to be waiting for another 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. Not 10 minutes, at least for 5 minutes. Okay. So, all right. Important points of this session. First point is risk management. Okay. You should not be risking more than 2% of your capital. If your capital is 10,000, you should be losing only 200 rupees per day. Okay. You should not be over trading. You should be taking only 2 or 4 trades per the day. Okay. And third point, risk reward ratio. Risk is nothing but it's the difference between your entry point and stop loss. Okay. Reward is nothing but it's the difference between your target and entry point. Okay. If you want to enter a trade, you need to calculate risk and reward beforehand, and you need to be entering only if your reward is greater than the risk. Okay. And after calculating risk reward, you need to be calculating quantities. Okay. Calculating quantities is very simple. You need to be calculating 2% of your capital and divide that with risk. Okay. So that's the formula for calculating quantities. For example, if your capital is 10,000, 2% of 10,000 is only 200, and you need to divide the 200 with risk. Imagine that your risk is only 2 rupees, then 200 divided by 2, which is 100 rupees, which is 100. So that 100 should be your number of quantities to trade. Okay. And 5 confirmations: breakout or rejection from a key level. Second confirmation, lower low or higher high formation. Third confirmation, VWAP. Fourth confirmation, 35 moving average. Fifth confirmation, volumes and moving average on volume. Okay. I repeat, you need to look for 5 confirmations before entering the market. 1 is breakout or rejection from key level. 2 is higher high or lower low formation. 3 is VWAP. 4 is 35 moving average, 5 is volumes, and 10 moving average on the volumes. Okay. And after this 5 confirmations, you need to be calculating the risk. You need to be calculating the reward. Then you need to be calculating the number of quantities. Then click on enter. Okay. I repeat, after getting confirmation from these 5, you need to calculate your risk, you need to calculate your reward, and you need to calculate your quantities. Then click on enter. Okay. So risk is nothing but it's the difference between, yes, it's the difference between entry and stop loss. Reward is nothing but it's the difference between target and entry. Okay. And quantities, how to calculate the number of quantities? It's just you need to be calculating only 2% of your quantities. I mean 2% of your capital. Then divide that with risk. Okay. You will get the quantities and enter with only those quantities. If the market goes against you, you'll be losing only 2% of your capital. That's it. This type of trading is called proper trading. This type of trading gives you, I mean, that this type of trading, I mean, professionals do this type of trading. Okay. As you're a beginner, you should be practicing all these things for at least 1 or 2 months. Then you'll come out flying colors. Okay. You'll be making more money. You'll become rich if you follow all these rules. Now we have got 8 confirmations, not 5. 5 confirmations are we already know, and 6, 7, 8 are risk, calculation of risk. 7 is calculation of reward, and 8 is calculation of quantities. Okay, so we have 8 confirmations now. All right, I'm expecting that you guys amazed with what is risk, what is reward, what is risk reward ratio, and how to calculate quantities, how to calculate risk, how to calculate reward. Okay, so I'm expecting that you guys are very clear with this session. I mean, I'm expecting that my explanation is very clear and you got everything what I taught. Okay, so if that's so, please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, thank you guys, thanks a lot, and yes, trade safe you all. Okay, do not miss on any confirmation. All right, bye.